What's good, y'all? I'm gonna teach you how to do this 19 tutorial, how to install mods, custom courts, rosters, mascots, all that stuff. I'm gonna leave the link in the description for the Discord, and we're gonna get straight into it. So first, you gotta join the Discord. Like I said, I'm gonna leave the link to that in the description. You're gonna go down here to 2K19. You're gonna click on the link that's here. You're gonna click download here. It's gonna take you to this website. Make sure you stay on this website and use an ad blocker. Use an ad blocker for this website too. And make sure you're on this website. If you're not, you're probably gonna download a virus. So just be careful. Click continue to download down here, and then click download right here. And you're gonna wait the 5 seconds. Then you're gonna click continue. And then it's gonna download. Make sure it's 65 gigabytes. If it's less than that or anything else, don't download it. Be smart on the internet. Like I said, use an ad blocker, and yeah, just be careful. So once you download it, you're gonna extract it to a place where you can go to your directory. So I have it on my desktop in one of my folders, and it's right here. Make sure it looks like this. Now you're gonna go back to the Discord. You're gonna go to the mods. This is where you install all the mods at. You're gonna download the first thing at the top, the external file plugin. That just gives you the ability to add mods to your folder. And then you're also gonna download Lamono for 19. I already put it here, so you just download that. And then the next thing, you're gonna download the trainer. This is to max out your my player and stuff like that. So you just download that. And then you leave this open. So make sure you have your directory open. You're gonna open this file right here, the external file plugin. You're gonna drag these 2 folders right here into your game directory. So in here, you're gonna drag these 2 folders in here like that. Once you do that, you can close out of this. For the Lamono, we could just extract it for now. I mean to do that. You're just gonna drag this on your desktop or anywhere else that you could put it. Just drag it there, and then you can close out of this too. So now your game should look like this. It should have this folder for this file right here, and this file right here. For this modded folder, you're gonna go back to the Discord. You can either drag this folder in there, but this folder is not gonna have my mods in it. So you can either start from scratch by dragging that folder in there, or you can download my modded folder, which is on this Google Drive link. You're gonna click this little arrow at the top. You're gonna click download, and it's gonna zip the file right here. Once you wait for it to download, all you do is just drag the WAIG WAV folder in here. So it should look like this. Your game directory should look like that. And then inside is all the mods in here. All right, so now you're gonna, once you download the game and you have all this stuff in here, you're gonna start your game. If this is your first time starting the game, you're gonna have to make a roster file real quick, or not a roster file. You're just gonna have to make like a save, so you can have your folders for where all your rosters go. So you just do that really quickly by just making a new My Career real quick. Just make it whatever. I'll just make a pure slasher, just for example. Just make anything. This is just to get the roster files for you to put them in. So once you do that, you can just exit, and then you could close your game. Now once you close your game, you can now go back to your 2K directory, go to this PC, OS. Users, public. You're gonna click on public documents, Steam, codecs, 841.370, and then remote. So your remote folder is not gonna look like mine yet. This is where you drag all your rosters and stuff like that in here. So if you go back to the Discord, I already have my modded folder right here. You just download it. And then all you're gonna do, bro, is you're gonna delete this remote folder here and then drag this one in here like that. So you're basically just replacing your remote folder with the one in the Discord. So now that you have the rosters and stuff like that, you could go back here. This is where all the mods are at. You pretty much already have everything that's in the Discord. For example, like you have the game rules. You have Discord right here. Discord, God's hat, Halloween glasses, no scoreboard as well. The only thing for the mascots, they are a little bit tedious to work with. So for mascots, they're gonna be in this folder right here. They're all right here. So to use the mascots, all you're gonna do is you're gonna drag. So for example, let's say I wanted the Suns. You download it and you open it right here. And then you're gonna drag these files into your WAIGUA folder. Keep in mind, the last 4 numbers are the face ID of the mascots. So if you want to put on mascots, which I will show later in the video, keep in mind these 4 numbers are going to be your face ID for the mascot. So we're going to get into the game. Open your Lamono. Also, make sure to download this tool up here for maxing like my player. This also gives you unlimited stamina and fatigue. So we're going to open that as well. Turn off the music. And then click this little thing right here. Make sure it's blue. And then you're going to open your game. So once you're in your game, you can go to your My League. The default My League is going to be this one up top. So you just click on it and you go to rosters. It's going to have all my modded players here. So now that you have all these players, to copy this roster onto your blacktop roster, you're going to go back to your Lamono. You're going to press F1. I'm not sure why my game crashed. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not sure why my game crashed. Hold on. Okay, yeah. So you activate your Lamono. You do F2, F3. For mascots, you're gonna use F4 as well. I also do F5, F7, and F10. That copies the roster. And now, basically, this roster from your My League is going to be in your blacktop roster. So if you go here and then go to the same team that you were on, you're gonna have all the players here. So for example, we could do, for example, these two. And they will pop up like this. And then your court that you would have downloaded would be on your game as well. So to change courts and also to add courts into your game, you're gonna go back to your directory. Where is this? Oh, Boom. So in here, so the court file is always going to be named S616. To change your courts, for example, like if we go to working courts, the all ones with S are stadiums, so they work on the blacktop court. So all you're gonna do is rename the court that you already have. You just rename it to something that you're gonna remember. So for example, the one I have already is the nighttime blacktop court, so you could just rename it to like S616 nighttime or some shit like that, so you can remember it. And then you can drag your other one in here and name it S616. So for example, I think I already have the neighborhood in here. You're just gonna delete neighborhood and add 616. Boom. Now you can go back to your game, start a game, and then your courts are gonna be changed. There you go. I'm gonna show you guys how to fix the mascots, or add the mascots first and then fix them afterwards. But yeah, your game is gonna look like that. So for mascots, for these, we go back to the folder. Yeah, right here. So these right here, the Blazers, Hornets. So Blazers, Hornets, Mavs, Rockets. These 4 mascots don't work for 19. Well, they do work for 19, but they're not intended to be used on 19, so that's why they glitch out like that. The Clippers, Nuggets, Suns, and Timberwolves are actual like 19 mascots that actually work, and they don't glitch out like that. You still can use these though, like the Mavs and the Blazers. You just have to fix them. So you go to edit player. If they look like this, go to body, go to weight, and just fix it until it looks like this, to where you just have no hands and your sleeves look normal. And also make sure that you have on, it's the wrong player to do it, but make sure you have on, fix this real quick. So yeah, what I mean is just make sure your player looks like that. And also put on the 12s. Make sure you have no socks. And make sure you have no accessories on your player. None at all. So no accessories at all. Let me fix this really quickly. Like that. Like I said, with the other mascots, like the Suns and the Timberwolves and the Clippers, I think, they're not going to glitch out, so you don't have to do this. But for the other mascots, like the Rockets, Blazers, and the Mavs, you have to do that. So once you fix them, you're going to have to fix them for both players if you're playing ones. You're just going to fix both of them, make sure they look like this. So keep in mind the 2 players that you're going to use. So for example, I'm going to use Salute and Kid. Make sure they look like this before you go back to your game or to your blacktop. Press exit, and then boom, like that, start the game. And you're gonna have to rinse and repeat if it does not work in the game. So if it's like this, you just gotta rinse and repeat, just do it again and it'll eventually work. I don't like to use those mascots, so I'm gonna show you guys how to change the mascots really quickly. So you're gonna have your Lamono open, and right here you're just gonna highlight a player in your roster in your My League, and you're gonna enable Face ID. And then keep in mind, remember what I said, where you go to your folder, keep in mind the last 4 numbers here, that's your Face ID. So for example, the Suns, which is 4601, you're going to go back to your Lamono, put the Face ID, which is 4601. You could go back to your game, and then once you're here, you click on a player and just press edit player, and there you go. You have mascots, or a different mascot now. And then remember, make sure you have no accessories. Make sure you have the 12s on. This is the wrong player again. Make sure you have the 12s on. So you just go to model, 12s, flip them for both. No socks, like I said, and no accessories as well. And just press keep changes, and then you can go back to your game. Also, another important thing I forgot to mention earlier for the mascots, if you crash, so like if you go here and you put on a mascot and you press edit player and your game crashes, to fix that, you're gonna restart your game and then go to video settings. You're gonna click advanced settings at the bottom. You're gonna put everything to low, besides shader preload and texture detail level. These two don't matter. Everything else has to be low, or else your game's gonna crash. So just keep that in mind. And now we could go back to the blacktop. And boom. You have your modded players, your modded courts, mascots. And there you go. Also, one more thing. To activate the game rules, you just go to options and controller configuration. You can turn off your shot clock when you're out of bounds. And then for the trainer, you can also activate unlimited stamina. So you would just press Alt and number 2 at the same time, and Alt and number 3 at the same time for no fatigue and infinite stamina. And then you could go back to your game, and then you could dribble like this without losing any stamina. So yeah, something like that. There you go. And then for the last thing, for the my players, let me just delete this one, for example. Delete this one too. Okay, so for my players, in order to max them out, you're just gonna make a new my career. Just choose any player. For me, I like my player a shooting guard. And then keep in mind the primary and the secondary skill. These are the takeovers that you're gonna have for your player for the my career exclusively. I like to do playmaking or sharp play. So I put passing, ball handling, and then 3-point shooting. Keep the height the same. You could change this at the end. I go lower weight. Leave the wingspan the same, and you could choose any team. So now when you're here, you just press the nav, and you can get here at this screen. So to upgrade your player fully, you're gonna open your trainer. You're going to press Alt number 6, Alt 6, and Alt 8. So Alt 6, that gives you unlimited skill points, and then Alt 8, that lets you upgrade your player all the way up. So you would just do that for every category. You get the point. I'm not gonna do all those, but yeah. Also, last thing, to copy jump shot landings onto your my league. Let me just delete these really quickly. You're gonna go back to your my career. You're gonna go to my player appearance, my animations, right here where it says park jump shot landings. Oh, I might have to upgrade them to 93, so I'll just do it on a different one. My bad. Yeah, make sure to upgrade your player to at 85, and then just maximum upgrade your player so you can get all the jump shot landings. But I'm gonna go on a different one real quick. Let me turn down this music. There you go. So my fault. You're gonna go back to my player appearance and make sure your player's maxed out before you do this. So you're gonna go to my animations, park jump shot landings. I pretty much have all the good ones on mine, but for example, when I don't have the wave, I think, or we could just do like the escalator. So you just equip the one that you want, and then you back up. Then you're gonna go to your roster, edit player. Here you can also edit like anything you want, like your SIGs, stuff like that, your hot zones. But you can also do that in the My League as well, so you could just leave it. So once you're here, you're just gonna press export player DNA. I do mine twice because my first slot right here is glitched, and my second slot's like the actual real player, like this player right here. So for you would just do it once. But for me, like I said, my first slot is glitched with a different player, so I have to do it on my second slot. So then once you save your player DNA, you just back out, keep the changes, and then you can just exit. And then go to My League. Go to your roster. Choose any player that you want to add the jump shot landing to. Click edit player. Press import player DNA. And then press load download player DNA. And then you're going to click on your player DNA. And you're going to click the first one, import appearance and attributes. And that's going to add the jump shot landing to that player. And then you can just rinse and repeat for other jump shot landings, like I said. So yeah, and then every time you do it, make sure to delete your player DNA first before you do it again. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me think of things I didn't go over. Yeah, so all the other stuff, like I said in this Discord, you could just download these things. Like for example, the God's hat, or actually no, for like the blacktop court, you just download it and drag it to your WAIGUA folder. That's pretty much all you got to do. For clothing, for like this stuff right here, you would make a clothing folder if you don't have one already. You would name it clothing, lowercase, and then name another folder in there called full. And then you're gonna drag these files into your clothing folder and your full folder. So make sure they're in both folders. And yeah, just make sure they're in both folders or else it's not gonna work. And then to equip, for example, like the Halloween glasses, just keep in mind what they are. So like the Halloween glasses are ankle brace texture. So you would go to, I don't think I have it on this clothing folder specifically, but I could show you guys really quickly. I think I already have it here. Clothing, ankle brace. So it'll be this one, I think. Okay, so it'll be that one. I'll fall, yeah, let me just drag these back in here. So like I said, you drag it in here too, or you would copy it in there. I think it would be this one and then that one. Boom. All right, so like I said, drag it into your clothing folder, and then you're gonna do it again. So you're gonna copy these, and then you're gonna copy it again, and then also add it to your full folder like that. Now you could go back to your game, and you would go to accessories, lower body. I think it would be, yeah, the left ankle brace, and then your player's gonna have on the glasses. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the clothes and stuff like that. All the stuff here is gonna be in the Discord, like I said. So one thing I didn't show, for the custom rosters, you're gonna go to, I think I already did that. I don't know, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure I already showed you guys like how to do that. But if not, go to your OS, users, public, documents, Steam, codecs A41370, and then replace your remote folder. I think I did do this, but I'm gonna just double check. Yeah, replace your remote folder with mine. So just delete that one, drag that one in there, and then boom. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's the whole tutorial. If y'all still need help, don't be afraid to add me in the Discord or make a ticket in the Discord, and I'll be happy to help y'all. But yeah, I'm out. Yeah.